Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's lesson is about taking thumbnail sketches for your creatures and going from point A to point B to a more realistic and finalized sketch. So it's going to be broken up into three parts. You're going to see me do thumbnails first, and then I'm going to take those thumbnails and I'm going to choose one that I like the most, that I think that has the most potential. I'm going to take that thumbnail and I'm going to put a little bit more detail on it, a little bit more refinement. I'll show you the basic shapes. And then to top the video off, we're going to do a lengthy time lapse where you can see me really go into detail. Now, my last time lapse video, it was probably about 20 minutes condensed into a couple minutes. So I'm going to be spending significantly more time on the actual drawing. So let's jump into it. Okay, you got a blank sheet of paper. Where to start, right? This hits everybody. Here's what you're going to do. I'm going to draw 3 ground planes. Okay, now, those of you that are relatively new to sketching, it's always a good idea to use your shoulder. Now, my shoulder is obviously off camera. I'm not drawing with my wrist. I'm not drawing with my elbow. I'm drawing with my shoulder. It helps lock the movement because let's face it, human beings, when it comes to holding utensils, we're not meant to do things in a straight line. We do things organically. Right, so that's why they end up bowing that looks like a banana, especially when you're trying to draw a straight line. Okay, so what do we put on these lines? Well, we're going to put some thumbnail sketches. Those of you that are drawing along with me, have no fear about making these look good because I am going to give you full permission to just scribble. And this is how you do it. You're going to start throwing down some markings. And what this does, look how fast I'm going. Okay. Now, typically I encourage students to time themselves 2 to 3 minutes a piece per thumbnail because one, it tricks your brain into finishing a loose sketch. And two, it helps you get out of your comfort zone. So all the markings that you put down are not your typical lines that you would put in a drawing anyway. And also, it's probably going to look like a hairball, and that's totally fine. All right, there's one thumbnail. It looks pretty crazy, right? All right, let's jump to the second one. I'm going to try to do some markings that I did not do in this one. So this was more bulbous and bubbly. I don't want to do that for this one. Instead, let's do some straight lines that are kind of, they look like sticks almost. Let's see what happens. Maybe this creature is from a planet where it needs these extra sharp appendages to walk around. And the other freeing thing about this kind of method is it doesn't have to apply for just creatures. You could do characters, helmets, you could do vehicles, spaceships. Spaceships are always fun. It's funny, like concept art, when it comes to drawing shoes and cars and spaceships, it's kind of all the same thing. Okay. That if you've seen Blair Witch, that kind of looks like the sticks thrown together when they saw what the witch did. But anyway, all right, number 3. See how fast this process is? Those of you that want to be a creature concept artist, if you love this process, you're going to do okay. If you don't like this process, you're going to struggle. That's all there is to it. And to go into a little bit more detail about that, your whole job is to be a concept artist, not an illustrator. And you have to come up with concepts. You're an idea factory. Always remember that. All right. What in the world is this thing? Kind of looks like a exploding mushroom, fungus, and a tree. Okay, well, let's see what happens. All right, so we got these 3. Now, personally for me, I actually kind of like number 3. So let's number these off. 1, 2, and 3. Now before I take one of these designs and move it down, I think I'm going to revisit some edges on these little beasts. Because a lot of these lines that are in here are giving me ideas for bigger shapes. Now you'd be surprised when you take this process into the later stages of design, it's probably going to look nothing like the original. Oh, that's intriguing. I like that one. Some of these lines are, you know what? That looks like a big bug. I'm partial to bugs. I can't help it. But if I were to go with this one, how would I make it different? That is the challenge of a concept artist, especially for games. Okay, 3, I could probably have some more detail put in there. So let's put more detail in number 3. Okay, so take a look at your sketchbooks, everybody, and ask yourself, which one are you most intrigued by? Which one is your gut telling you is the best one? Don't overthink it. Just ask yourself, which one do I keep adding detail into because something's intriguing about it? At first, it was this one. But now that I have the base in there, like the more of the silhouette shape, I kind of like that one. It's kind of hard. And feel free to combine them too. If you like elements in one and then you like elements in the other, maybe you like elements in all 3. That's the beauty of being a concept artist. You could do that too. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with this shape, but I kind of like these lines coming. They almost are tapered inward, kind of like, you know, the stalk of a mushroom coming out or whatever. This one I want to stay clear of because, again, I'm forcing myself to get out of my comfort zone. I'm very partial to insects. I love creepy, hairy, alien bug stuff. If you've seen my portfolio, if you've seen my work, you know I love drawing scary bugs. So I'm going to not draw that. I'm going to draw this, okay? I didn't say I'm not going to put tentacles in there. I'm not going to put insect legs in there. I clarified it. Okay, so where do we go from here? And this is the next challenging part of being your own art director and developing the skills to be, or having the self-editing skills that you would need if you were all by yourself doing stuff for your own portfolio and your own work. Okay, and that is, how do you know which is the best choice? And like I said before, your gut tells you, but 2, ask yourself if any one of these can fit in any current IP in a game. Can it fit in God of War? Could it fit in Gears of War? Just think of a game, Evolve. Just think of a game where there are critters and think about what it could do. Now, all 3 of these, yeah, you could put these in like Fallout. I don't know. Just name them off. Maybe the aesthetic won't work. Maybe it will. Okay, here we go. I'm going to choose that one, and I'm going to choose this one. And I'm going to bring it down to here. This is going to be part 2. All right, so let's get into it. Alrighty, now part 2. So now you can see the 3 thumbnails that I have here for my own choosing. We already chose 1 or 2, and now we're going to bring that down into this area where we can start to finalize the shape and everything. So I'm going to take some very basic shapes. See how loose I'm going. Okay, so there's going to be some roundness in here. It's very bulbous shapes. When you're drawing these, you should always pay attention to the direction of which the creature is actually going to be standing. And what that means is figure out, you know, does it have a stooped head? What's the weight distribution like? Is it going to be bending its legs? And for this one, this creature is so ambiguous. It's kind of like my last drawing where it was more of a tentacled virus than anything else. It was floating, so it doesn't really matter. But for this one, I'm really intrigued by that main body shape. So I'm going to do a center line down here because if you look at this body, it almost looks like a UFO. So I'm going to put that little dip down there at the bottom. Okay, you see how loose I'm keeping everything? And again, this will change, but I want to stress that you need to give yourself permission to explore the markings before anything final goes down anyway. And speaking of final, when you leave these markings, you don't need to erase anything at all, because each marking is going to tell a story for your sketch. Always remember that, because you might come back to it. You might come back to something that's sticking out there and go, you know what, if I just put a little bit more value on it, it could work. And most of the time it does. All right. It's funny, like this ship, this shape also looks not only like a UFO, but it kind of looks like a boat. I didn't even plan on that. But again, that's the beauty of thumbnails, right? Now, when we look at this drawing over here, this has some really intriguing vertical lines going on here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of those. I'm just going to move them down. I'm just going to turn them a little bit, give them some energy. It's all about energy. I might even take some shapes from here too, other than just the legs. Because there's like a lot of really cool things going on here. Like for example, up here, it's got these two humps. It's almost like a fruit or something. I don't know. And this looks like a hole or a vent. So I might lightly indicate that. It looks like the ends of the feet. And I didn't want to go bug-like, but there's nothing wrong with doing a little bit of insectoid stuff. So I might just curl the feet down there. Now this thing's looking really strange. Yeah. Okay. Well, guess what, guys? That was part 2. So this is literally the process. Now, you could have 30 of these, and then you would have to be your own art director, your own self-editor, and figure out which couple do I want to take to this level. Since I only have 3 thumbnail sketches, I only need to take 1. Okay, most of the time when you're working with a client, the less decisions that they have to make, the easier it is for everybody involved. And if you're a concept artist, obviously you're going to like drawing 100, 200, 300 different versions of the same thing. They don't want to see that. All right, so just get it a couple, follow your instinct, and then make sure that you're out of your comfort zone, to be fair. And then from there, you can start adding details and do something pretty unique. So, without further ado, stick around, enjoy this time lapse, grab a soda, a Red Bull, I don't know, get your sketchbook, and start drawing along with me. All right, let's do it. Hey everyone, if you found today's lesson helpful in your journey to become a better artist, please like and subscribe and comment below. I would love to hear your comments about the video, about your own journey as an artist, and also I encourage you to check out the description below and the links that I've supplied. One in particular is our Creature Design Workshop Discord. The Discord is growing every single day. It's bustling. There's a lot of really awesome upcoming artists showing their work. So please, give it a chance, and I would love to see you there. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.